Fox Sports 1340 AM presents to you WMER, Wrestling Marks of Excellence Radio, starring The Firm, J-Lo, Nephew, Corey, and Docta D, bringing you the latest up-to-date information on professional wrestling and sports entertainment. Now, live from the Fox Sports 1340 studios in Hopewell, Virginia.
Welcome to our first hour show here in Fox Sports land, wrestling land. I'm your host, G-Lo, with Dr. D. Also, we have a special guest in the studio today, Coach Dave Emory from Prince George High School, who will be coming on with us a little bit later talking about GXW Wrestling. We also have Gillberg today, the legendary Gillberg from WWE. We also have Shelly Martinez. As you can tell, wrestling fans, we have a packed show for you tonight. The Wrestling Marks of Excellence are going places. We're going places. We're going places. First off, let's recap Raw this week. Raw, we saw John Cena. The big announcement, John Cena and The Rock will partner up at Survivor Series to take on The Miz and R-Truth. Once again, in the main event, you saw R-Truth and The Miz attack John Cena. John Laurinaitis comes out and makes a match. Match is made for Raw. Made for Survivor Series that The Rock and Cena will be on same teams against R-Truth and The Miz. I think this is a highlight of a Survivor Series. I would love to see the Survivor Series format, though, but it's a segue into WrestleMania. You should see The Rock on TV more often from this point on. We had Cody Rhodes on a little bit. We had John Cena calling. But I'm a little excited about the show that we have coming for us tonight. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce you to the leader of the firm by way of Temple Hills, Maryland, by way of Newark, New Jersey, the world smart heavyweight champion, the Smart Mark, Dr. D. How you doing, Dr. D?
As I always say, take your time, G-Lo, because I got a thing for some free Traditions chicken wings. Hopefully they could hook us up when I get down there Saturday. But anyway, the story goes like this. Girls and boys, welcome to the island of misfit toys, where you won't find Rudolph and Yukon Jack. You'll find the most internationally known, unknown, and homegrown group of smart marks in professional wrestling and sports entertainment today. What's going down, Mark Nation? This is your world smart mark champ, your Mark Knight, your Mark Marvel, your Mark of Steel, Dr. D, the Doctor of Devastation, the Almanac of Information, the Mark of Excellence. And yes, as always, I am a mark for this business. The firm is indeed in the building, making ourselves known to all the millions. And that is a fact, Jack, because you got us now for the whole hour. Any questions, comments, shout-outs, promotions, like us at Dr. D and the Firm on Facebook. Follow us at Firm Wrestling on Twitter. And watch the brand new monthly series of Dr. D and the Firm on starring Daryl Johnson, .blip.tv with special guest Booker T and today's special guest. Also watch past episodes of the Dr. D Show with Bret Hart, Superfly, Jake the Snake, Living Legend Bruno Sammartino, Unpredictable Johnny Rods, Axel Rotten, R-Truth, Bill Alfonso, and a host of others. Shout out once again to Mr. X at Loafers in Catonsville, Maryland. And that may be the very last time we'll see him and visit him and watch all the WWE pay-per-views until next year. And I'll leave it like that. Don't want to give anything away. Now, I am so happy to be here, and I just want to let you know that it all starts with places like this. As I stated in my show, and as I stated in future episodes, it's all about humble beginnings. Humble beginnings, personality profiles, and then definitely added on to this new format of our video show, Indie Legends. We all know about the legends in the major leagues, but we need to know it took indie legends to make major legends. And one thing's for sure, being at Maryland Championship Wrestling, being a fan of MCW for the last few years, I have grown to become more appreciative of men that I have here today. Once again, joining me, the proprietor, if you will, of Gillberg's Pro Wrestling Academy, and may I add, not just the longest reigning WWE light heavyweight champion, but indeed, that would make him the greatest WWE light heavyweight champion of the world of all time, Dwayne Gill, the man, the myth, the mystique, known as Gillberg.
Wow, Dr. D, thank you. Now that, my friend, is an introduction, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, that's a good one. How you doing, Gillberg, sir?
Great. How you doing?
I'm doing fine, doing better.
Okay, and again, indie legends. Joining me today, no doubt, beyond a shadow of a doubt, I should say, the greatest MCW tag team champions of all time, and I'm not just blowing smoke here. If you follow these two men since the beginning of Maryland Championship Wrestling, you can see pretty much that they have put over a lot of tag teams that have come and gone. One thing's for sure, they are also the co-owners of Gillberg's Pro Wrestling Academy. I give to you Earl the Pearl Monroe, Ramblin' Rich Myers, the Holy Rollers.
Earl the Pearl Monroe, I like that, like the basketball player.
Yeah.
I'm just happy being here with the greatest light heavyweight champion of all time, Gillberg.
Yeah.
I love that, huh?
Gillberg. Gillberg.
Rich.
I tell you what, everybody loves it except one man.
I'm enjoying my coffee right now. I swear Rich is here. He's just not very loud.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we definitely have a lot to talk about, especially this Saturday. In the words of Elton John, I'm being corny here. Saturday night is indeed all right for fighting, and Maryland Championship Wrestling definitely has this night. Saturday, October 29th, New Green Room, Dundalk, Maryland. Please come out. Please support, especially if you're in the Maryland area and you have been a fan of the indie scene for a long, long time. This is their Hall of Fame. This is MCW's tribute to the legends. And yes, let me be the first to congratulate the Holy Rollers for being inducted into the MCW Hall of Fame.
Oh, thank you very much, man. It's not like the WWE Hall of Fame, but we take it very, very seriously, man. We're proud of the MCW product, and we're very proud of what we've done in this company. You know, we might not be national stars, but when you come to Maryland, this is our house.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. You may not be national stars, but you put a lot of national stars over in MCW.
Yeah, let Rich get in, G-Lo.
This is the show where we actually pay tribute to the guys that actually paved the way through Maryland wrestling that made this a really good place to work.
And to be honest with you, the Holy Rollers definitely have paved the way for tag teams in Maryland. You know, Barry and myself started off as the Lords of Darkness, but we haven't done near what the Holy Rollers have. They have really made the way in independent wrestling, I swear, as far as tag teams go.
And if you follow Maryland, or should I say if you don't follow Maryland Championship Wrestling, you may be familiar with names like former WWE U.S. Champion Orlando Jordan, former WWE Tag Team Champion Joey Mercury, a.k.a. Joey Matthews, to the Maryland scene. I want to say that the event that I went to was in 2001 when the Road Warriors made their appearance. But the match of the night, and again, I'm not blowing smoke, I loved that match. The Holy Rollers versus Christian York and Joey Matthews street fight. I want to tell you something. If you appreciate the Hardy Boys and Edge and Christian's feud, you would definitely put the Holy Rollers and York and Matthews feud right up there. And that's the God's honest truth.
Man, I appreciate it, man. That means a lot.
I'll tell you, man.
The Doctor.
because
these guys are some of the best technical wrestlers,
yeah.
And this is no stop. They believe in chain wrestling.
Right.
They believe in technical wrestling. They believe in telling that story, grab the crowd. That's what I love about them, man. They get it.
Yeah.
They know what they're doing.
Yeah, because one thing's for sure, I like the fact that it has opened my eyes so much that it takes stars like these to make stars like who you see today. So the Holy Rollers definitely is right up there with the stars that you see today because it takes two to tango. You know what I mean, G-Lo?
Yeah, and it's just like what Ricky Morton said a couple weeks ago when we had Ricky Morton on from the legendary Rock and Roll Express. With the Holy Rollers, when I watch them wrestling, you don't see guys that are selfish.
Right.
They're not trying to get their own selves out there. They try to put over the team and try to give the fans a show. And as we see wrestling now, you have so many guys that are selfish. They don't want the other guy to win the match, to get the spot. They don't want the other guy to get the spotlight, to hit his move.
Right.
And it's not as much tag team wrestling as it is individual wrestling.
And see, what I was talking to about Gillberg was when you come to train for them, and correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Gill, they try to take the mark, if you will, out of you.
Well, that's what you have to do but then again, you want to keep some of the mark in you because, I mean, I'm not going to lie to you.
Right.
I'm still a mark.
Yes.
You know, for the business, I love the business. I watch the business. I watch all the shows. I read everything just about I can about it. Earl is a human encyclopedia on wrestling. He's read damn near every book there is on wrestling.
Yes.
You know, and Rich, he's unbelievable. You ought to see these guys. The chain wrestling and everything, the way we teach, it's all old school, I'm telling you that.
And you need to watch the Dr. D and the Firm show because you definitely get some insight on what it's like to actually really get started in the business because of course, again, thanks to Gillberg and the Holy Rollers and everybody at MCW, definitely shout out to the owner, Dan McDevitt, Corporal Punishment. And the thing is, you get to see what it really is like to really try to make it. You know, I hope we get a chance to talk to some of the students if they're around. But I
can bring some up if you want.
Okay.
I can go out.
And Mr. Gillberg, if you could, just for the casual fans that are listening in their car on the way home from this afternoon drive, can you explain to the fans out there what a mark is? They may not understand what a mark is.
A mark is not a bad thing. A mark is what a wrestler calls a fan. It's just a plain old fan who loves wrestling. That's what a mark is. It's a fan who loves wrestling.
And ladies and gentlemen, that's why we call the Wrestling Marks of Wrestling Marks of Excellence. We're getting ready to take our first break. This portion of our show was brought to you by Tradition Wings and Grill, located in Petersburg. Tradition Wings and Grill. You can find them on the web at traditionwingsandgrill.com. That's Traditions with a Z. Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to the Wrestling Marks of Excellence with our guest, Mr. Gillberg from MCW. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back right after this break.
Wrestling fans, the 10th month of the year has officially been renamed Shocktober by your friends at Ground Zero Wrestling. And Shocktober will prove to be the most energetic and electrifying where professional wrestling is concerned. Saturday, Shocktober 8th, join GXW at Club Aurora in Richmond. Saturday, Shocktober 15th, Mofazi's of Richmond. And finally, Shocktober ends in a bang. Saturday, Shocktober 29th, GXW returns to Prince George County High School. Showtimes and pricing vary. Go to gxwwrestling.com for more details. Shocktober will be the greatest month of 2011 if you're a wrestling fan, as there will be many Impact Zone superstars joining your GXW favorites. Don't miss any of these can't-miss events. Stay tuned to Fox Sports Radio 1340 for your chance to win VIP tickets to these events. GXW, where it really hurts.
No, you good. The next break will be at 6:28. So when we come back, we got to tell now whenever we get back to 6:28.
I mean, 6:20. 6:20. You know, whatever starts.
Traditions Wings and Grill, the newest eatery in Petersburg, offering a delicious variety of flavor wings, fresh fish, and Southern-style dinners. Also, your finest classic grilled favorites that will satisfy any palate. Lunch specials every day from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. for just $5. 50-cent wings daily from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. And weekly manager specials make Traditions Wings and Grill the place where family, friends, and food meet at the table. Visit us today at 3140 South Crater Road in Petersburg, just across from Wawa, and get ready for some really good eating. For more information, call 804-863-1911. That's 804-863-1911. Or visit us on the web at www.traditionswings.com. That's Traditions with a Z. Traditions, Wings, and Grill.
Hi, this is Ricky Morton of the Rock and Roll Express, and you're listening to Wrestling Marks of Excellence on Fox Sports Radio 1340 WHAP. Hopewell.
Fox Sports 1340 AM presents to you WMER, Wrestling Marks of Excellence Radio, starring The Firm, J-Lo, Nephew, Corey, and Dr. D, bringing you the latest up-to-date information on professional wrestling and sports entertainment. Now, live from the Fox Sports 1340 studios in Hopewell, Virginia.
Welcome back, wrestling fans, to the Wrestling Marks of Excellence here at Fox Sports Studios 1340. I'm your host, G-Lo, along with Dr. D and our special guest, Gillberg, along with his team.
Man, I'm having a good time with Gillberg right now.
I know you are, man. I wish I was up there with y'all, but we definitely have to get up there, all of us up there with Gillberg and his students at MCW. Welcome back, man. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're enjoying this show. This show is 1 hour, so if you're looking for us to be off at 6:30, it's not the night. This is not the night for it, because we'll be here till 7, talking pro wrestling, talking GXW, having a good time with Gillberg, the Holy Rollers, and everybody else in the MCW. And later on, we have Shelly Martinez, a.k.a. Ariel from WWE Diva, also a TNA Diva, Ariel Martinez. What's up, D?
All right, we're back with Gillberg, the Holy Rollers, and their students of MCW. Matthew Bell, better known as the Holy Rollers' former manager, if you will, J.P. Callahan. And we have Davion Everhart, who I had the chance to see a little bit the last time I was here at Gillberg. And this is a young man that definitely has the tools, if you will. And, of course, what better place to polish those tools is here at Gillberg. So,
I'm telling you, I'll tell you one thing about Davion. He's one of those guys who have the natural gift. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's like Matt. He had the natural gift of talking, man. That guy, bam, he'd give you an interview bigger than anything, right off the hip.
Yep.
That's what I love. And, Matt, wait till you see these guys. Let me tell you, G-Lo, these guys are somebody you're going to definitely remember. Keep an eye out for them on the independent scene.
All right, Matt, let's get you in, man. Tell us about what made you get in. We want to try to get everybody to let them to share with the fans, share with anybody that has aspirations of becoming a pro wrestler, especially the realities of what it takes to really get to the main event, if you will. But the thing is, you got to know that it starts here, and it pretty much is not what you may expect, but you got to want. Go ahead, Matthew. Go ahead.
You know, wrestling to me is just like breathing. It's something I've always, it's just natural to me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when I was a kid, most kids spent their allowance on dumb stuff, but I had my parents take me to the video store. I was constantly studying wrestling, and anything I could watch wrestling. That's just how it was. And, me being about 5'8", I always talked myself out for years and years and years of wanting to do professional wrestling, and my main man Gillberg over here opened the school up, and the rest is history. I signed up, and here I am today.
Cool, Davion, come talk with us, brother. What tell us about what kind of goals do you have in mind for being a superstar?
Well, just like anybody that wants to be a wrestler, they want to be the top. They want to be the best in whatever they're doing. For myself, of course, to be the best. And I love the tools that I'm getting here under the tutelage of the people at Gillberg, whether it be Gillberg, Rich, Earl, and any other people that they happen to bring in. It's amazing, and I know that they're going to be the ones to propel me to where I need to be, where I want to be.
Thank you so much. Now, let's hear from the Holy Rollers on their humble beginnings, because, again, it's these legends that are being inducted into the MCW Hall of Fame this Saturday, and they definitely are going to have a lot to share when they receive their award. But let's get a little bit of insight from Earl and Rich. Earl.
Well, I got started in 94, but it's much like Matt said, I don't remember not watching wrestling. I mean, my earliest memory, look at Gillberg dancing around. I wish I had a camera so you guys could see this man. But I don't. My first memory, I remember watching with my dad, and I remember seeing Bruno Sammartino on TV. But that's as far back as I can remember, as young as I was. But I've been a fan my whole life. I can't remember not watching wrestling.
Dude, you study it. You don't watch it. You study it.
I happened to, me and a buddy of mine who I grew up with, John Tomchuk, who had a mom. She knew a friend that said, hey, there's a wrestling school that's in town. And we were like, what? We got the address, and of course we ran there. You know, it happened to be the Monster Factory.
Yeah.
Which anybody history, man, come on, Larry Sharp's Monster Factory.
Yep.
So as soon as I saw the door, I'm already like stuck. I'm already like flipping out. I'm like doing cartwheels. It was closed at the time, but I looked through and it had a ring and everything set up, and I'm like, man, this is it, you know. And I got the number down and called up a guy named Dave DeMeglio. Used to be Dino Casanova. He's since passed away. He's the one that called me back. He said, I'm the co-owner of this school. I said, well, who's the, I know Larry Sharp is the franchise, you know, who's the other co-owner? He said, Dwayne Gill. And I just started rolling because it's funny being friends with Gillberg now, like we are business partners and everything. Good friends.
Yes.
I remember that crazy long-haired blonde guy with the Fu Manchu.
Yeah.
That, you know, look at this guy. What's he think? He's Hulk Hogan? You know? And well, they were doing squash matches for superstars and Rich Myers, my tag partner, also happened to be one of those guys. I didn't know at the time he was at the school, but that he was, you know, doing squash matches. So I was like, wow, that just got me hooked even more.
Yeah.
So I went there. I was 17 years old. Signed up 3 months later, had my first match, lied to commission, said, you know, you got to be 18, and I ain't stopped since, man. Yeah. But that's what got me started. Axel Rotten, I got to give a shout out to him. You know, it was
definitely got to give out Axel Rotten.
Yeah, Axel, he was my first like main mentor.
Yeah, he used to hang with us all the time.
Axel used to help train at the school sometimes, and after he got done, you know, beating the tar out of you, if you earned his respect, you know, because, I mean, they didn't run you. Like a lot of them, this isn't Vern Gagne's, like, camp. They used to just get you in the ring and shoot on you, basically. You know, wrestling terminology, I mean, you left out of broken eyes and loose teeth. I mean, they just beat the hell out of you. And if you didn't come back, you didn't come back. They didn't care. But, you know, you couldn't have beat me away. I mean, I was such a huge mark and loved wrestling so bad, I didn't care. You know, just kill me. And eventually he took a liking to me, man, and he was the first one that sat me down in Psychology 101. And I owe all of that to Axel. I've had a lot of different mentors, but Axel, you know, was the first one that said, here, this is how we do it. He hooked me up with a lot of people from ECW, you know, and, you know, I got the chance, you know, Raven, and so many people just were like, oh, you're Axel's student? You know, well, let me sit down and give you the business and talk to you. So Axel helped me out a lot.
This question
and in later time, of course, being on the road with Gillberg when he was light heavyweight champion. I'll give Dwayne credit.
Rich, go ahead, man. Talk to us.
I started in July of '91. My very first match was in WCW, me and Black Bart against WCW Patriots, Curtis Thompson and Todd Champion.
Oh, wow.
So it was kind of like into the business the hard way, you know what I mean, first match. And 20 years, I wrestled for WWF from like 92 to like 97, 98. I quit wrestling for WWF, just doing squash matches and all, and just really concentrate on the indie wrestling scene and trying to make the Maryland home base really a good place to work. And the people that I've worked all my idols, everybody I've ever grew up watching and like loved as a kid. I ended up wrestling them, which was just like the ultimate like fan wrestler thing. And like I had my like proudest moment wrestling Barry Windham in Baltimore Arena, which was like my hero in my hometown. So
you kind of favor him.
Yeah, speaking of which, I want to send a shout out. Please, everybody, say your prayers for Barry Windham.
Oh,
yes, definitely say your prayers for Barry Windham.
Oh no.
Yeah, you're in bad shape from what
Did not hear about that.
I read that today. That Barry Windham's in bad shape and down in Florida, combined heart attack and stroke.
I had the chance to speak to Barry when he was still a road agent for WWE SmackDown, former NWA World Champion, Tag Team Champion. We all know about him.
All around great guy.
Yes, we all know about him.
Member of the Four Horsemen. Can't forget about that.
Yep.
U.S. Express with his brother-in-law Mike Rotundo.
I'll tell you, buddy. The word legend gets thrown around quite freely these days. But, Barry Windham is a true legend.
It is definitely a true legend.
You're not going to find a better worker. And besides that, there's been a lot of good workers, but with huge egos that didn't care. I mean, Barry wanted to pay it forward. And he was always helping and climbing. And a true legend, man.
I remember growing up, going down to the Cap Center in D.C., and that's one of the first places I saw Barry Windham and Mike Rotundo and American Express. I mean, not American
Express. Believe me, I said a prayer today for him.
You know, and I remember that. Mr. Gillberg and the Holy Roller, if we have some fans out here who don't know who you are and they want to see some of your matches, let the fans know how can they get to some of your matches and see some of your stuff from MCW. Is it on YouTube? Is there some tapes that people can order?
Go to MarylandWrestling.com and then just hit Rage TV. You'll see any of that, or you can go to YouTube and type in Gillberg or Dwayne Gill.
Holy Rollers.
If you want to see us, come on down to Gillberg's Pro Wrestling Academy.
The MCW Arena, definitely.
All you got to do is dial 410-969-8077 and come on down to Gillberg's Pro Wrestling Academy if you want to be a pro wrestler, valet manager.
Hey, we love. Hey, that's what we're here for. We get to plug each other.
TV tapings. When is y'all next taping?
November 11th.
November 11th. Oh wow.
Hey, November 11th. Hey, Mr. Gillberg, if you send us some tickets down here, we definitely love to plug that and get some guys up the road to check y'all out.
It's free. It's free to attend.
Oh, it's free. Oh, definitely. We love free stuff.
November 11th is free.
November 11th is free, and you
can. If you call and say you got 6 people on the way down here, I'll set 6 chairs up on the balcony for them.
And I'll definitely be here like I have been, because you can pretty much see me in the front.
If Dr. D's in the front and I'm coming up, I'm right next to him.
You got it.
And be sure to, and in case you want to know the history of Gillberg, be sure to watch Dr. D and the Firm, man. You get to hear the whole story of how Dwayne Gill metamorphosed, if you will, into Gillberg. If that's a word, metamorphosis.
Oh, that's a word. I'm a friend of Gillberg's, man, Dwayne Gill, but the man he's a tremendous talent, man. Like he never gets credit for taking Maryland wrestling, because it pretty much didn't exist until Barry and Bob and him got together. But Dwayne has been a driving force for 20 years about pushing Maryland wrestling, because there is a lot of homegrown talent that's just something about Baltimore, man. It's a great wrestling town. It always has been. And there's something about there's that natural wrestling blood just running through Baltimore.
Right.
And Dwayne has always been pushing it on people like, all we want you to do is check it out one time.
And we hope Baltimore will finally trickle down to my area, Prince George's County. You know, it's a wide open market. Wide open market for them to come to the D.C. area, DCPG, Maryland. But again, the history of Gillberg, go to Dr. D and the Firm's series. And we definitely thank Gillberg. And also, if you go on Facebook, check out Induct Dwayne Gill to the WWE Hall of Fame.
Oh, yeah.
Do search that, because there is a petition for Dwayne Gillberg to get inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame, just like these indie legends, the Holy Rollers, are getting inducted into the MCW Hall of Fame. It's all the same, because they're all superstars. It's about humble beginnings. You never know. And we thank you, gentlemen, so much.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
I put my name on that list, because anytime Drew Carey can get into the Hall of Fame, Gillberg should definitely be in the Hall of Fame.
You got it, G. I love that, bro. All you got to do is, like you said, go right on Facebook, man, right there, and induct Dwayne Gill to the Hall of Fame.
Hey,
please like it.
I don't know if y'all keeping it a secret. Would you like to also tell our fans and our listeners who else is getting inducted into the MCW Hall of Fame this weekend?
Who else is getting inducted?
Oh, it's Bill Apter.
Bill Apter.
Tom Brandy.
Yes.
Ricky Blues, Hard Rock Ricky Blues.
And Dan McDevitt.
The owner himself. Who I want to say, G-Lo, if you remember when we first watched The Rock on Shotgun Saturday Night with the Nation, correct me if I'm wrong, but it was the owner, Dan McDevitt, that took the people's elbow.
I got one better than that.
Yes, it was.
Everybody knows when Steve Austin first stunned Vince McMahon the very first time, on Monday Night Raw, the officer arresting Steve Austin was Dan McDevitt.
So thank you, indie legends. Thank you, Gillberg. Thank you, Holy Rollers. Thank you, Maryland Championship Wrestling. Not blowing smoke, but the premier indie league in the Maryland area.
And I'm going out with this as we hit our next commercial break. I'm going to hit it one more time for you. And the guy down in Atlanta with that bald head, he might be mad, but I'm going to say it. Gillberg. Holy Rollers.
We're marking out. We are the Wrestling Marks of Excellence. This is Dr. D. G-Lo and the Firm in the building, making ourselves known to all the mills.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back after this short commercial break. much, D. It was good. And what I'm going to do is, D, I'm going to call Shelly. I'm going to call you back.
Traditions Wings and Grill, the newest eatery in Petersburg, offering a delicious variety of flavor wings, fresh fish, and Southern-style dinners. Also, your finest classic grilled favorites that will satisfy any palate. Lunch specials every day from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. for just $5. 50-cent wings daily from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. And weekly manager specials make Traditions Wings and Grill the place where family, friends, and food meet at the table. Visit us today at 3140 South Crater Road in Petersburg, just across from Wawa, and get ready for some really good eating. For more information, call 804-863-1911. That's 804-863-1911. Or visit us on the web at www.traditionswings.com. That's Traditions with a Z. Traditions, Wings, and Grill.
The Shelly show don't end until 6:30. So I'm going to try to get her.
Hello, my name is Andy Clark, and I'm an agent with Ligon Jones Insurance Services in downtown Hopewell. I'm here to tell you that at Ligon Jones Insurance, we're dedicated to serving you. You've heard all the gimmicks and sales pitches from 800-number and online companies, and we can offer all the same options, such as accident forgiveness, disappearing deductibles, 24-hour claim service, home and auto discounts, and much, much more. What we offer that they can't is local knowledge and experience, a broader selection of companies and coverages, and personal service. When you call, email, or stop by Ligon Jones Insurance, you will speak to Lucky, Sherry, or myself, and you will not have to press 1 for English or wait for the next available representative. We don't just sell insurance. We back it up with great customer service. At Ligon Jones Insurance Services, we have over 60 years' experience. We all live in the Tri-Cities area, and we support many different local charities. From hot dog carts to hotels, we can cover it all. So if you want better pricing, better coverage, and better service, all from a company that gives back to the community, call Ligon Jones Insurance at 458-8522 or go to www.ligonjones.com.
In just a few important steps, Fox Sports 1340 AM presents to you WMER, Wrestling Marks of Excellence Radio, starring The Firm, J-Lo, Nephew, Corey, and Docta D, bringing you the latest up-to-date information on professional wrestling and sports entertainment. Now, live from the Fox Sports 1340 studios in Hopewell, Virginia.
Welcome back, wrestling fans, to the Wrestling Marks of Excellence. If you missed the first half of the show, you missed a great one. We had the legendary Gillberg on, also with the legendary tag team, the Holy Rollers. Man, we had a great time at MCW legend and WWE legend Gillberg. Ladies and gentlemen, please continue to check us out on Facebook. That's Dr. Dina Firm on Facebook. Also, check us out on Twitter. That's Firm Wrestling on Twitter. We also want to thank our sponsors once again, Tradition Wings and Grills. Also, Events by JT. Any event that you have, whether it's birthday, bar mitzvah, graduation party, if you just want to have a good time, it's Events by JT. You can find it at eventsbyjt@yahoo.com. That's eventsbyjt@yahoo.com. And while you have an event, go ahead and order some Tradition Wings from Tradition Wings and Grill that's located in Petersburg. The number is 804-863-1911, or you can hit them up on the web at Traditions Wing and Grill. That's Traditions with a Z. Once again, I'm joined here in Fox Sports Studios with one of my best friends, one of my coaches, and one of the guys I've hung out with for the last 10 to 15 years. That's Coach Emory from Prince George High School, who has a big event coming up this weekend with GXW. GXW event. We have a lot of stars. A lot of stars are coming this weekend. Coach Emory, tell them about the event this weekend at Prince George High School.
Well, thanks, G-Lo. First of all, it looks like you got the short end of the stick. He gets Gillberg, and you get me. That's Dr. D. Good job with Gillberg over there. Big event this weekend, huge event at the high school. We're going to open the doors at 4:45 approximately. One of my former wrestlers, Cody Engel, he plays the band One Way Ride. Come check them out. They're really good. Play all kinds of different types of music. They're going to play for about an hour once we open the doors up. Wrestling's going to start approximately 6 o'clock. All your GXW stars are going to be there, as usual. And we also have Shelly Martinez, Ariel Martinez, coming from the WWE, Gunner from TNA, and also a little surprise, just signed in the last couple of days, Tarver from Nexus is going to join us. So we got a lot of television talent coming to our area, and it's the Invasion of the Body Slammers tour, and it's been live. It's been great, and it's coming to a head at our school this coming Saturday at 6 o'clock.
And ladies and gentlemen, if you're not a wrestling fan, you love indie wrestling, if you love great wrestling, if you are a wrestling fan, come out to Prince George High School. I guarantee you, if you have not been to a GXW show, you will leave satisfied. They definitely put on a show. You never know what's going to happen. You never know who may show up at GXW. And as he said, this is the month of the Body Slammers, all right? The month of the Body Slammers. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we'll come back with Shelly Martinez and Coach David Emory. You're listening to the Wrestling Marks of Excellence here on Fox 1340.
Area wrestling fans, the 10th month of the year has officially been renamed Shocktober by your friends at Ground Zero Wrestling. And Shocktober will prove to be the most energetic and electrifying where professional wrestling is concerned. Saturday, Shocktober 8th, join GXW at Club Aurora in Richmond. Saturday, Shocktober 15th, Mofazi's of Richmond. And finally, Shocktober ends in a bang. Saturday, Shocktober 29th, GXW returns to Prince George County High School. Showtimes and pricing vary. Go to gxwwrestling.com for more details. Shocktober will be the greatest month of 2011 if you're a wrestling fan, as there will be many Impact Zone superstars joining your GXW favorites. Don't miss any of these can't-miss events. Stay tuned to Fox Sports Radio 1340 for your chance to win VIP tickets to these events. GXW, where it really hurts.
Traditions Wings and Grill, the newest eatery in Petersburg, offering a delicious variety of flavor wings, fresh fish, and Southern-style dinners. Also, your finest classic grilled favorites that will satisfy any palate. Lunch specials every day from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. for just $5. 50-cent wings daily from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. And weekly manager specials. Make Traditions Wings and Grill the place where family, friends, and food meet at the table. Visit us today at 3140 South Crater Road in Petersburg, just across from Wawa, and get ready for some really good eating. For more information, call 804-863-1911. That's 804-863-1911. Or visit us on the web at www.traditionswings.com. That's Traditions with a Z. Traditions, Wings, and Grill.
Hi, this is Ricky Morton of the Rock and Roll Express, and you're listening to Wrestling Marks of Excellence on Fox Sports Radio 1340 WHAP. Hopewell.
Hello, my name is Andy Clark, and I'm an agent with Ligon Jones Insurance Services in downtown Hopewell. I'm here to tell you that at Ligon Jones Insurance, we're dedicated to serving you. You've heard all the gimmicks and sales pitches from 800 number and online companies, and we can offer all the same options, such as accident forgiveness, disappearing deductibles, 24-hour claim service, home and auto discounts, and much, much more. What we offer that they can't is local knowledge and experience, a broader selection of companies and coverages, and personal service. When you call, email, or stop by Ligon Jones Insurance, you will speak to Lucky, Sherry, or myself, and you will not have to press 1 for English or wait for the next available representative. We don't just sell insurance. We back it up with great customer service. At Ligon Jones Insurance Services, we have over 60 years' experience. We all live in the Tri-Cities area, and we support many different local charities. From hot dog carts to hotels, we can cover it all. So if you want better pricing, better coverage, and better service, all from a company that gives back to the community, call Ligon Jones Insurance at 458-8522 or go to www.ligonjones.com.
At some point in everybody's life, we all need competent and professional legal expertise. That's when I call Brad Butterworth, attorney at law. Brad Butterworth has practiced law for over 20 years in most every jurisdiction in the area. If you need quality representation with criminal defense, traffic summons, DUI, divorce and custody, real estate closings, wills, contracts, personal injury, and auto accident, then I highly recommend calling Brad Butterworth, attorney at law, 209 North 3.5 Street, Hopewell, 458-1529.
This is your acting clerk of the Circuit Court, Tammy Jones Ward. On Tuesday, November 8th, I am asking for your vote so that I may continue to serve as your clerk of the Circuit Court. I have worked in the Circuit Court clerk's office for over 14 years. I started at the front counter and through hard work and dedication, worked my way up through every position in the office. On August 1st, I was appointed as the acting clerk and have been working hard ever since to serve you to the best of my ability. The Circuit Court Clerk's Office is a vital position that protects the permanent records of the court and the city. I am the only candidate that has any experience performing the over 800 duties required by law. I've spent my career training and preparing for this job, and on November 8th, I am asking you to keep me, Tammy Jones Ward, as your clerk of the Circuit Court. This is Tammy Jones Ward, and I approve this message.
In just a few important steps.
Are you connected to the internet?
You could be on our webpage.
Is your PC plugged in?
SportsRadio1340.net.
Did you hit the on switch?
Complete show schedules and live streaming. SportsRadio1340.net.
You want a strong leader. Someone who's recognized as a successful businessman in his community. You want a strong listener, someone who will listen and acknowledge your concerns. You want a strong community voice, someone who's lived and worked beside you and given back to his community for more than 20 years. Someone who continues to speak up through radio, TV, newspaper, and every other opportunity he gets. You want Preston Brown as your next senator for the 16th District. Paid for and authorized by friends of Preston Brown for Senate.
Fox Sports 1340 AM presents to you WMER, Wrestling Marks of Excellence Radio, starring The Firm, J-Lo, Nephew, Corey, and Docta D, bringing you the latest up-to-date information on professional wrestling and sports entertainment. Now, live from the Fox Sports 1340 studios in Hopewell, Virginia.
Welcome back, wrestling fans. Welcome back, wrestling fans. You're listening to Wrestling Marks of Excellence. I'm your host, G-Lo, along with Coach Emory, along with Dr. D. We just want to welcome you back to the Wrestling Marks of Excellence. We had told you we had a full house of guests tonight. We had Gillberg on earlier. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, the first female ever to be on the Wrestling Marks of Excellence, Miss Shelly Martinez. How you doing, Miss Martinez?
Hola, I'm doing great, and might I say, I do enjoy being, everyone's first, so thank you for having me on your show.
No problem. We enjoy having you on our show, and we enjoy also being everybody's first. We're one of the first wrestling shows down here in the Wrestling Marks of Excellence in Hopewell, Virginia. Just if you don't mind, can you just give our fans, and especially the young ladies out there, a little bit that don't know who Ariel Martinez is, a little background on who you are?
Yes. Long story short, as I can make it, you may know me from such programming such as WWE when they had the fake ECW. I was Ariel, the Vampire Vixen, and then I was Salinas, the Latina gangsta, when I was in TNA. And I've been wrestling for 11 years now. Back in 2005, was signed to the WWE Developmental. And after being there for about a year, that's when I went on the road full time. And I had a great time, and I really experienced a lot of really cool stuff, both, professionally and in my own personal life. And by the time I got to TNA, it was one of those things where I really had fun, and I think that really came across in my character because I was buddies with Homicide and Hernandez, and I just really learned in WWE like how much BS like is around, and like it takes the fun away. So I definitely had a lot more fun because I understood that in TNA. So, and now I'm coming to Virginia, and I'm going to be doing it up, aerial style. That's what's up.
Hey, that's what's up. If you don't mind saying hi to Coach Emory for me.
Oh, for sure, I will.
Yeah, this week, like I say, we'll be coming down to GXW at GXW at Prince George High School. We're looking forward to meeting you. We're looking forward to having you come in. We're just looking forward to have a female who's been in the wrestling business. We got a lot of young girls in high school or around this area who look up to wrestlers and want to become wrestlers themselves. And what made you want to become a professional wrestler as a female?
Well, what's really interesting is back in the day, I used to say kind of the same story when I got asked that question, which is I love Cyndi Lauper, and when I was a little girl, I wanted to be her. She was involved in, wrestling at the time with Lulu and the whole thing. So I really was like, okay, that's what I'm going to do. But then when I started thinking more into it, what was interesting to me is I was all about it. And then I kind of fell off. And I wasn't really watching it anymore or anything. But then I started watching it again. And then I used to tell my little sister, one day I'm going to be there, and you're going to be there too with me. I was like, I had so much passion. And then, I went and lived life more, and it kind of took me away from watching it or whatever. And then it came back again. And then, that last time it came back, that's when I was, around the age of, what am I going to do with my life? And I said, I'm going to do this. I always wanted to do it. I've got to do this. It just felt natural to me, very natural. And it was always kind of I never felt like I had this big dream that was just a dream. I always felt like that was what I was supposed to do, and that was just it. So it's been interesting how when I looked a little.
Hello? Well, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back. We can take a short commercial break. This is the wrestling. You're listening to the Wrestling Marks of Excellence here on Fox 1340. We'll be right back after this short commercial break.
Traditions Wings and Grill, the newest eatery in Petersburg, offering a delicious variety of flavor wings, fresh fish, and Southern-style dinners. Also, your finest classic grilled favorites that will satisfy any palate. Lunch specials every day from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. for just $5. 50-cent wings daily from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. And weekly manager specials. Make Traditions Wings and Grill the place where family, friends, and food meet at the table. Visit us today at 3140 South Crater Road in Petersburg, just across from Wawa, and get ready for some really good eating. For more information, call 804-863-1911. That's 804-863-1911. Or visit us on the web at www.traditionswings.com. That's Traditions with a Z. Traditions, Wings, and Grill.
We should trust our Commonwealth's attorney to prosecute criminals, have compassion for victims, and seek justice in all cases. That's what makes us as citizens feel safe. That's what I, Tracy Tolliver, want for the place where I and my family live and where I grew up. For Safer Prince George, on November 8th, elect Tracy Tolliver, Republican candidate for Commonwealth's attorney. I am Tracy Tolliver, and I authorize this ad.
In just a few important steps,
Are you connected to the internet?
you could be on our webpage.
Is your PC plugged in?
SportsRadio1340.net.
Did you hit the on switch?
Complete show schedules and live streaming. SportsRadio1340.net.
Richmond area wrestling fans, the 10th month of the year has officially been renamed Shocktober by your friends at Ground Zero Wrestling. And Shocktober will prove to be the most energetic and electrifying where professional wrestling is concerned. Saturday, Shocktober 8th, join GXW at Club Aurora in Richmond. Saturday, Shocktober 15th, Mofazzi's of Richmond. And finally, Shocktober ends in a bang. Saturday, Shocktober 29th, GXW returns to Prince George County High School. Showtimes and pricing vary. Go to gxwwrestling.com for more details. Shocktober will be the greatest month of 2011 if you're a wrestling fan, as there will be many Impact Zone superstars joining your GXW favorites. Don't miss any of these can't-miss events. Stay tuned to Fox Sports Radio 1340 for your chance to win VIP tickets to these events. GXW, where it really hurts.
If your basement is soaked and you're deep in despair, just call Bone Dry for foundation repair. When the crawl space gets wet, calling Bone Dry is the owner's best bet, with permanent fixes to keep water away from destroying the wood and making you pay. You don't want to be told that you have mildew and mold. If you have to ask why, the answer is Bone Dry. To keep water at bay, call Bone Dry today. They have the knowledge, the skills, and solutions to keep your air clean and free from pollution. Call Brian at Bone Dry and you will be set. Your house won't be wet and you'll have no regrets. So when you are in need, please don't be shy. Call the great folks down at Bone Dry, 359-8222.
Fox Sports 1340 AM presents to you WMER, Wrestling Marks of Excellence Radio, starring The Firm, J-Lo, Nephew, Corey, and Docta D, bringing you the latest up-to-date information on professional wrestling and sports entertainment. Now, live from the Fox Sports 1340 studios in Hopewell, Virginia.
Welcome back, wrestling fans, to the Wrestling Marks of Excellence. I'm your host, G-Lo, along with Coach Dave Emory from Prince George High School and Dr. D, and our special guest for this hour, Shelly Martinez. How you doing once again, Ms. Martinez?
Here's the thing. If this is how you treat your first, I don't know if I want to play with you anymore.
I apologize. Usually I do better with my first. They always want to come back. Thank you for that. We have Coach Emory with a question.
Got a question for you there, Miss Martinez. Being the wrestling coach from Prince George, I was wondering, and as far as pro wrestling goes, did you have any background such as mixed martial arts, wrestling, any kind of background such as that kind of steered you in the direction of pro wrestling?
Hold on a second. I didn't realize that you were there, too. So when he said to say hi, I thought he meant at the show, not on air.
Yeah, I'm kind of the quiet background kind of guy.
Oh, my gosh. Hi.
Hey there. Just want to say I'm excited to actually get to talk to you.
I know. Actually, it's interesting you asked that because I was just thinking about this the other day. I remember when I was in high school, I was kind of just always athletic, you know. Before high school, I was always in track. But when I was in high school, like, I was the only girl that was always, like, in the weight training class. And, like, I was always wanting to be strong and, like, found importance in that. And that's kind of one of the things that I thought was really cool about wrestling, especially learning about, like, you know, what really goes into it when WWF at the time was putting out, like, before they were stars, tapes, good old VHS days. Really seeing that. So I think that really made me gravitate towards wrestling because I've always just been so athletic. And as far as wrestling goes, no, not so much. But I used to take, like, jiu-jitsu classes sometimes. Sometimes I would take karate, other things. I just wanted to be kind of trained, well-rounded person. It was nothing I like went full force for or competed, but just something for myself.
Okay, Ms. Martinez, we thank you. I bet your partners were happy in your your karate classes.
It's interesting because, like, at the time, I just knew that, like, I kind of felt anxiety-ish, and then, like, when I look back now, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, they were all just like, I thought I looked cute. I'd come in with these cute little outfits, not realizing, oh yeah, these are guys, and I'm a girl. I'm little outfits. I just thought I looked for karate class.
Hey, what can the fans look forward to this weekend at GXW when you come into Virginia?
Well, you know what? I have, since I did the Smashing Pumpkins video, I consider that my return match with, you know, Alyssa, Flash, Ashley or Melissa, however you know her. And that fire's just in the performer, and so I'm really excited to get back into the ring, because that night I remember looking at it as not like the wrestling is, the wrestling is, all the, like, everything that kind of taints the fun. I don't allow myself to be consumed with that, so what I did that really had, like, the best match of my career, and I think a lot of it had to do with just going into the match in a different way, and then working with somebody that was really great. So I feel inspired again in wrestling, but in a different way, just as a performance way, expressing myself artistically way. So I'm really looking forward to performing for everybody.
That's good. Ladies and gentlemen, join Miss Martinez this Saturday in Prince George High School. Miss Martinez, I want to thank you for joining us this afternoon. I'm sorry that the first time wasn't as good for me as for you. Next time should be a little bit better. I apologize for all the technical difficulties we had. Sometimes you have that on your first time. We catch up with you next time, Ms. Martinez. We're getting ready to take a quick commercial break. We'll come back with Dr. D, and we'll come back with Coach Emory, and we're getting ready to close our first hour out. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been listening to the Wrestling Marks of Excellence here on Fox 1340.
Wrestling fans, the 10th month of the year has officially been renamed Shocktober by your friends at Ground Zero Wrestling. And Shocktober will prove to be the most energetic and electrifying where professional wrestling is concerned. Saturday, Shocktober 8th, join GXW at Club Aurora in Richmond. Saturday, Shocktober 15th, Mofazzi's of Richmond. And finally, Shocktober ends in a bang. Saturday, Shocktober 29th, GXW returns to Prince George County High School. Showtimes and pricing vary. Go to gxwwrestling.com for more details. Shocktober will be the greatest month of 2011 if you're a wrestling fan, as there will be many Impact Zone superstars joining your GXW favorites. Don't miss any of these can't-miss events. Stay tuned to Fox Sports Radio 1340 for your chance to win VIP tickets to these events. GXW, where it really hurts.
Are you ready for a change? My name is Chris Frank, and I want to be your next circuit court clerk. I have 12 years of dedicated and continuous service to the Commonwealth of Virginia. My experience with legislators, attorneys, and the Code of Virginia on a daily basis has given me the experience and qualifications to be your next court clerk. I will create a professional work environment and provide the change needed in the clerk's office. I was born and bred in Hopewell, and I'm an active member of the community who would be honored to be your next circuit court clerk. Vote Frank on November 8th. The preceding message was paid for and authorized by Chris N. Frank.
Traditions Wings and Grill, the newest eatery in Petersburg, offering a delicious variety of flavor wings, fresh fish, and Southern-style dinners. Also, your finest
Sports 1340 AM presents to you WMER, Wrestling Marks of Excellence Radio, starring The Firm, J-Lo, Nephew, Corey, and Docta D, bringing you the latest up-to-date information on professional wrestling and sports entertainment. Now, live from the Fox Sports 1340 studios in Hopewell, Virginia.
Welcome, wrestling fans. Welcome back to the Wrestling Marks of Excellence. We'd like to thank our guests for the day, Shelly Martinez, Gillberg, and Dr. D. We're getting ready to close the show out with our main man all the way from New Jersey, Champ Creed. Talk to him, Creed.
From New Jersey and New York, this is Champ Creed here, speaking to the pro wrestling fans and MMA fans. If you were a fan of the Monday Night Wars, get ready. The Saturday Night Wars shall commence 2012. Bellator, the world's #2 fight promotion, or the United States' #2 fight promotion, has been acquired by Spike TV, the former home of UFC. Now, the particulars are this. Bellator cannot air their programming until 2013 due to the contractual stipulations with UFC in their exit clause. However, they can use counter-programming with the web and also tie-ins, and it is expected that a plethora, a multitude, a number of Bellator MMA fighters will make themselves revealed on Spike TV's Impact Wrestling program. They're coming off of a very highly rated week show on Impact Wrestling, and with this information and influx of MMA fighters, the Bad Boys, we're sure to see some fireworks pop off in 2012.
Thanks, Creed. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been listening to the Wrestling Marks of Excellence. We'd like to once again thank our special guests, the Holy Rollers, Gillberg, Coach Dave Emory from Prince George High School, the lovely Shelly Martinez. Please come out this Saturday if you're in Virginia to Prince George High School. If you're in Maryland, please go to Maryland Championship Wrestling. Check us out on Facebook. Hit us up on Twitter, Dr. D and the Firm. And once again, if you're not confirmed, then you're denied. Peace.